Hello, with me today I have Khan Vu, Portfolio Manager of the Vina Capital Vietnam Opportunity Fund. The Vina Capital Vietnam Opportunity Fund has been a strong performer over the past year, especially since the pandemic. Could you explain why and tell us a bit about the fund?
Thank you for having me, Lee, on the program. Yes, last year was a great year. I mean, last year the fund was up about 36% on a calendar year basis. And what underlies that performance is really strong fundamentals. Vietnam, again, was one of the few countries in the region that posted positive growth. If you recall, in 2020, when the pandemic broke out, it was the only country in Southeast Asia that was able to sustain positive growth. Our investments, investing into high-quality companies with strong earnings growth during that period, we've been able to deliver strong growth through that. If you look at the valuations for Vietnam as well, we're still trading at a discount to the region. So it still makes Vietnam a very attractive destination for investors.
Sure. I mean, there is a lot of competition for investors' money in emerging markets. I mean, what are the real standouts? Why should they pick Vietnam over other countries?
I think for Vietnam, a couple of things come into play. One, we have a very stable political environment. If you look at other countries in the region, they go through the potential lot of instability. Two, we have a very strong demographic dividend. The almost 100 million population, 65% are under 35 years of age. And just to put that into context, it's almost like saying the entire population of the United Kingdom, 65 million people in the UK, are all under 35 years of age. That's the opportunity that we're looking at. So those 65 million people are working, are productive, they're going to become middle class. So that for us is why we think that within the emerging and frontier markets, Vietnam is very interesting. And if you look at perhaps the managers that invest across emerging markets, you tend to find that Vietnam is an overweight position or an off-index position in their portfolios. What we offer in our portfolio is a focused, 100% focus on Vietnam investments and opportunities.
Well, look, I mean, it's unlikely that UK investors would have heard of many, if any, I think, of the companies in your portfolio, as good as they are. But could you name a few and explain what they do and why you own them?
Yeah, so our approach to investing in Vietnam is that we look for private opportunities. We look at, it's private equity money. We don't necessarily go and just pick stocks on the market. And in doing so, we're able to do a level of due diligence that perhaps most investors don't get. If you look at our portfolio, it doesn't represent or reflect the index in any way. And it's our ability to look at sectors, themes that play into this emerging growth story that's interesting. So, for example, real estate. That's a really interesting space. Vietnam's urbanization rate is only about 40%. So you can imagine that there's a tremendous amount of people coming into the cities, attracted to jobs from factories due to the FDI money coming in. So real estate is a really interesting theme in our portfolio. It's actually our largest allocation. One of the companies in there is a company called KDH, Cang Dien Homes. They're the largest landed residential developer in the country. And if you think about the real estate sector for Vietnam this year, it's forecast to grow about 25%. Yet this company, landed real estate company, is forecast to deliver over 90% earnings growth. Other things in our portfolio that are really interesting is healthcare. As a private equity investor, we are the largest investor in hospitals and clinics in the country. Healthcare is very underrepresented in the index. There are very few listed opportunities. But on the private side, there are lots of interesting opportunities. And for us, we've seen that during this recent period of the pandemic and COVID, and as we recover from this, healthcare is a really important need and for people. And finally, banks. Vietnam, we're still very underbanked. Some estimates say that we're somewhere between 1/3 to 2/3 of the population that is banked. So there's still 1/3 more that still need banking, and so that sector is set for growth. And so our second largest exposure in the portfolio is into the financial sector.
Khan Vu of the Vina Capital Vietnam Opportunity Fund, thank you very much for joining me today. To watch more of our fund videos, make sure you visit the Interactive Investor YouTube channel and also make sure you hit the subscribe button.